Cut through the noise. Find what's real. Welcome to the Reality Dose. Today, we will break down the truth behind brain rot. If you can't focus for more than 10 minutes without checking your phone, if reading a full article feels impossible, if your brain feels like it's running on fumes, this video will explain exactly what's happening to you. Your attention span isn't broken by accident. It was systematically trained to fail by platforms designed to keep you scrolling, passive, and mentally weak. What you're experiencing has a name: brain rot. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the neuroscience behind it, why it's getting worse, and the 3 specific strategies to reverse it before it's permanent. But first, let me show you what brain rot actually looks like in your daily life. It's Sunday afternoon. You tell yourself you're finally going to read that book everyone's been talking about, or finish that project proposal that's been haunting your dreams. But first, just a quick scroll, just checking notifications, just one TikTok. One video becomes 2, 2 becomes 20, and suddenly it's dark outside. 2 hours have vanished into a void you can't even remember. Your brain feels like static, like you just watched fireworks through a fog machine. Lots of stimulation, zero meaning. You can't recall a single thing you saw. The next day at work, you can't finish a 500-word article without your mind drifting. Writing that email feels like climbing Everest. A breaking news story pops up, and instead of thinking, "What do I think about this?" you immediately scroll to the comments to see what they're saying, what they're outraged about. Your brain has outsourced thinking. This is brain rot. And it's not just you feeling this way. Brain rot isn't a medical diagnosis yet, but it perfectly captures the mental decay that happens when we overdose on low-effort, high-stimulation digital junk. It's gotten so real that Oxford University Press named it Word of the Year in 2024. Think about that. Our collective mental degradation is now officially documented. Here's what I'm going to show you. First, the hidden mechanism that makes brain rot inevitable if you don't understand it. Then, the 3 ways it's destroying your potential right now. And finally, the exact countermeasures you can deploy starting today. Let's start with the mechanism, because once you see how this works, you can't unsee it. Your brain is a cognitive miser, and tech companies have weaponized that against you. Most people think we doom scroll because we're weak-willed, or the content is just that good. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain was designed to be lazy. Psychologists call it being a cognitive miser. Your brain's prime directive is to accomplish maximum output with minimum energy consumption. If there's a shortcut, your brain takes it. If there's an easy answer, your brain grabs it. If there's a 5-second video versus a 5,000-word essay, you know what your brain picks every single time. This made sense when calories were scarce. But now, in the age of infinite scroll, being a cognitive miser just means being a non-thinker. And here's where it gets sinister. The tech industry knows this. They've built a dopamine trap perfectly calibrated to your brain's lazy tendencies. Dopamine is the chemical your brain releases when you get a reward. Food, sex, accomplishment, that little heart icon turning red when someone likes your post. Every time you swipe and see something novel, even if it's trash, your brain gives you a tiny dopamine hit. It's pleasure without effort. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, they've turned this into a science. One swipe, one hit. Another swipe, another hit. It's a slot machine that never stops paying out. But here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't that your brain wants dopamine. The problem is that it's stopped earning it. You're not getting rewarded for accomplishing something. You're getting rewarded for doing nothing. And your brain can't tell the difference anymore. That's why everything else feels exhausting. Your brain has learned that effort is optional. This is literally reshaping your neural pathways. If you spend months or years training your brain that stimulation should be instant, effortless, and constant, it rewires itself to expect that. It's like someone who grew up on Mountain Dew and Skittles. You offer them water and vegetables, they physically can't enjoy it anymore. So when you try to read a book or learn something complex, your brain throws a tantrum. It's been conditioned for instant gratification. Deep focus feels like torture because you've trained yourself to expect a dopamine hit every 7 seconds. Neuroscientists call this attentional atrophy. Your brain is literally losing its ability to do hard thinking. Now, let me show you how we got here. Because brain rot didn't just happen, it was engineered. This is the most invisible attack. You don't even see it coming. Information overload. You're exposed to more information in one day than your grandparents absorbed in a month. News alerts, group chats, trending topics, 17 browser tabs, existential dread packaged as memes. Your brain can't process it all, so it switches to survival mode. Skim headlines, read only the top comments, watch the 3-minute summary instead of understanding the full context. This fragmentary consumption style makes your thinking shallow. You can't build coherent knowledge structures. Everything is a disconnected data point floating in cognitive soup. Brain rot thrives in this chaos. This is the trap that feels like convenience. Engineered addiction. Every app has infinite scroll. There's no natural stopping point. No chapter break. No end of content screen. That's deliberate. It removes your brain's natural pause button. And algorithms create echo chambers, feeding you only what you already agree with. You never have to wrestle with challenging ideas. Your brain operates in low-power mode, cruising on confirmation bias. This isn't an accident. It's the business model. And this is the one you choose yourself. Escapism as survival strategy. Modern life is exhausting. Student debt, rent that costs half your paycheck, jobs that demand your soul but pay you in pizza parties, climate anxiety, political chaos. So you scroll. Not because the content is good, but because it's an anesthetic. It numbs the existential dread for a few hours. Combine this with sleep deprivation, sitting all day, eating garbage, and you've got a brain running on fumes, making terrible decisions, desperate for any easy dopamine hit it can find. That's how brain rot becomes inevitable, unless you actively fight it. Now here's what no one tells you about the real damage brain rot causes. Because it's not just wasted time. Brain rot is stealing 3 things from you right now. First, your ability to think for yourself. When your brain is in low power mode, it stops analyzing. You see a headline that says, "This food causes cancer," or "This supplement cures everything." Do you check sources? Examine the logic? Hell no. You're too tired. So you just believe it. Or share it. Or worse, buy it. Your default response to any question becomes, "What does the internet think?" You stop forming original opinions. During arguments, you realize you're just regurgitating talking points you absorbed from some influencer you can't even name. Your creativity withers. Your problem-solving skills rust. Your brain becomes an echo chamber on autopilot. This is why willpower advice fails. Your brain isn't weak. It's been systematically disarmed. College professors are noticing this. Students can't write coherent arguments anymore. They just list disconnected facts they Googled, with no logical thread connecting them. That's deep thinking dying in real time. Brain rot is turning critical thinking into a luxury skill that most people can no longer afford. Second, your attention span is collapsing into nothing. A 500-word article feels like war and peace. Anything requiring sustained focus becomes impossible. Your brain has been trained to expect novelty every few seconds, so when you need to concentrate on something important, it rebels. You tab out, check your phone, refresh email, anything to get that next tiny dopamine bump. This creates a vicious cycle. Low focus means low productivity. Low productivity means more stress. More stress means more escapist scrolling. More scrolling means even worse focus. Brain rot feeds on itself. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think this is about willpower. It's not. This is not a personal failure. It's a systems problem. Neuroscientists using brain scans have found that excessive phone use can actually thin your prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, self-control, and complex thought. It's literally shrinking, like a muscle you never use. Your cognitive abilities are atrophying in real time because of brain rot. Third, the psychological damage that nobody talks about. Those dopamine hits feel good in the moment. But when you put the phone down, the emptiness hits twice as hard. Guilt, anxiety, self-loathing. You've trained your brain to crave instant gratification, which destroys your ability to pursue long-term goals that require patience and discipline. You stop engaging with real humans. Real friendships feel like too much effort compared to parasocial relationships with content creators. Your social skills decay. Your career stagnates because you can't focus long enough to level up. And the blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production, wrecking your sleep. Bad sleep tanks your memory and mood, which makes you seek more digital escapism. Brain rot creates a death spiral. But what if the scariest part of brain rot isn't that it makes you distracted? What if the scariest part is that it makes you comfortable with not thinking? You stop noticing. You stop caring. You accept that this is just how your brain works now. And that's when brain rot wins permanently. Most people never recover from this. Not because they can't. Because they don't notice until years of their life have been consumed. But here's what the algorithm doesn't want you to know. Brain rot is reversible. Your brain has neuroplasticity. That's a fancy way of saying it can change. You can rebuild your attention span. You can rewire your dopamine system. You can think deeply again. But you need to understand something first. These platforms are designed to hijack your brain. They employ teams of engineers whose entire job is maximizing your screen time. They've weaponized psychology against you. You're not weak. You're up against billion-dollar companies with PhDs in behavioral manipulation. But awareness is power. Once you see the game, you can stop playing it. So let me give you the 3 specific strategies to reverse brain rot. These aren't theories. These are practical interventions you can start today. Strategy 1. Become a conscious information consumer and break the brain rot cycle. Treat your digital diet like your food diet. Would you eat nothing but candy and call it nutrition? Then why are you feeding your brain nothing but rage bait and thirst traps? Raise your content standards. Before clicking anything, ask, does this make me smarter? Does this challenge me? Or is this just digital junk food? Unfollow accounts that only exist to make you angry or envious. Unsubscribe from YouTube channels that are pure time wasters fueling your brain rot. Instead, follow creators who teach you skills, who explain complex ideas, who make you think rather than just react. But here's the key to defeating brain rot. Replace fast content with slow content. Short-form videos are fast food. Books, long-form documentaries, deep podcasts. That's real nutrition. They require sustained attention. They force your brain to process complex, interconnected ideas. They rebuild your capacity for deep thought. Start small. 20 minutes a day reading an actual book. Not on your phone. A physical book. Or one long YouTube video essay instead of 50 shorts. Your brain needs to remember what deep engagement feels like. This is how you starve brain rot. Strategy 2. Take back control of your screen time and cut off brain rot at the source. Most people pick up their phone unconsciously. It's muscle memory, autopilot. You need to interrupt that pattern. Before you touch your phone, pause. Ask yourself, why am I reaching for this? Do I have a specific purpose, or am I just bored and anxious? If you don't have a real reason, put it down. Find a healthier way to deal with the discomfort you're feeling. Go for a walk, call a friend, stare at the wall and let your mind wander. Boredom is not an emergency. Running from boredom is what brain rot feeds on. Set hard boundaries. Use your phone's screen time limits. Set app timers. 30 minutes of social media max per day. When time's up, you're done. Create no phone zones. Dinner time, social gatherings, and the hour before bed are sacred. No screens, especially before sleep. Your brain needs that time to process the day and prepare for rest. Brain rot happens when you never give your brain permission to be offline. Strategy 3. Train your brain like a muscle and make brain rot impossible. You've let your deep thinking muscles atrophy. Time to hit the mental gym. When you see a news story, resist the urge to immediately check what everyone else thinks. Spend 5 minutes thinking for yourself. What's really going on here? What are the underlying causes? What would I do about this? Form your own opinion before consuming anyone else's. This is the antidote to brain rot. Do activities that require delayed gratification. Learn an instrument. Draw. Write. Cook something complicated. Build something with your hands. These activities don't give instant dopamine hits. They're frustrating at first, but the satisfaction you get from mastering them is deeper and more lasting than any TikTok binge. They're brain rot's natural enemy. And fix your lifestyle. Your brain runs on sleep, nutrition, and movement. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Eat real food. Drink water. Exercise. Even a 20-minute walk clears your head and improves cognitive function. Try a digital detox weekend. No phone, no laptop, just you and the physical world. Hang out with real humans. Go outside. Experience boredom. Let your brain reset. Watch brain rot lose its grip. Here's what you need to understand about brain rot in 2026. Your ability to focus, think deeply, and manage your attention is now the most valuable skill you can have. It's becoming a luxury, a competitive advantage. Most people have already lost it. Don't let algorithms turn you into a passive content zombie. Don't let your brain become someone else's product. Don't let brain rot win. You're smarter than the machine. You just need to remember how to use that brain of yours. Because life isn't just about scrolling until you die. There's a whole world out there that requires your full attention. And trust me, the things worth doing, the things that actually make you feel alive, they all require the one thing brain rot steals from you: deep thought, sustained focus, and your own goddamn mind back. If you made it to the end of this video, you just did something most people can't anymore. You focused for more than 10 minutes on a single idea. That means you're not as far gone as you thought. That means brain rot hasn't won yet. And if you're ready to take your attention span back, you already know what to do. If this shifted your perspective, hit subscribe for your weekly reality dose. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Stay sharp, stay real. See you